Hey viewers, I've been lurking here forever, but I need to get this out before it eats me alive. This happened my junior year at Westfield High, a crumbling brick school in the middle of nowhere, Ohio. I'm 18 now, graduated, but I still can't walk past that building without feeling sick. It's about a locker, my locker, and what I found inside it. Or what found me. This is long, so grab a drink. I transferred to Westfield mid-year after my dad got a job at the steel mill. The school was old, built in the 60s, all flickering lights and chipped paint. They assigned me locker 142, down in the basement hall near the art rooms. It was dented, rusted, with a faint scratch mark across the door like someone had clawed it. I didn't think much of it. Schools are beat up, right? First day, I shoved my books in, locked it with the combo they gave me, 13-27-4, and went to class. Normal stuff. That night, I got a text from an unknown number. Check your locker. No name, no context. I figured it was a prank, new kid hazing or whatever, so I ignored it. Next morning, I opened 142 to grab my chem book, and there was a note inside. Scrawled in red pen, shaky handwriting, I see you. My stuff was untouched, backpack, books, gym shoes, but that note wasn't mine. I looked around, the hall was empty, just the hum of the furnace. I crumpled it, tossed it in the trash, and told myself some jerk was messing with me. But it kept happening. Every day, a new note in that same red scrawl. You're loud, nice jacket, stop staring. Stuff I'd done, talking in class, wearing my green hoodie, spacing out in the hall, written like someone was watching me. I started checking the locker between every period, but I never caught anyone near it. The combo worked fine, no one else should have had it. I asked my friend Jake, a lanky stoner who'd been at Westfield since freshman year, if this was a thing. He laughed, said, basement's creepy, dude, maybe it's a ghost. I didn't laugh back. A week in, I found something worse than a note, a photo. Grainy, black and white, me walking to school, shot from behind. My stomach dropped. I showed it to the vice principal, Mrs. Carter, a tired woman with gray streaks in her hair. She frowned, said she'd look into it, but nothing came of it. No cameras in the basement, no leads. I started leaving my stuff in Jake's locker upstairs, avoiding 142, but I couldn't ditch it completely. School rules. One night, I stayed late for art club, working on a dumb clay sculpture, and had to grab my sketchbook from 142. The basement was dead quiet, lights buzzing, air thick with that damp, earthy smell. I spun the combo, opened the door, and froze. Inside was a mirror, small, cracked, taped to the back wall of the locker. My reflection stared back, pale and wide-eyed, but something was off. The eyes in the mirror blinked when I didn't. I slammed the door shut, heart pounding, and ran upstairs. Told Jake the next day. He said I was tripping. Maybe I was. Things got weirder. I'd hear whispers, soft, garbled, like someone muttering behind me, whenever I passed 142. Once, I swore the locker door rattled as I walked by, like something tapped it from inside. I stopped using it entirely, kept my stuff in my bag, but the notes didn't stop. They showed up in my backpack, slipped into books, folded in my hoodie pocket. You can't hide, I'm closer now. I started skipping classes, faking sick, anything to avoid that hall. Then came the last straw. It was March, rainy as hell, and I'd stayed late again, detention for ditching. Had to grab my raincoat from 142. The basement was dark, half the lights out, and the air felt heavy, like it was pressing on my chest. I opened the locker, and there was no coat, just a pile of photos. Dozens of me, sleeping in class, eating lunch, walking home. Some were from angles no one could have shot, like above me in the cafeteria, or through my bedroom window. On top was a note, look behind you. I spun around, expecting some creep with a camera, but the hall was empty. Then I heard it, a low, wet chuckle, like someone laughing through a mouthful of water. It came from inside the locker. I backed up, tripped over my own feet, and saw it, a hand, pale, bony, nails black, curling out from the back wall, where the metal should have been solid. It stretched, impossibly long, reaching for me. I screamed, bolted upstairs, and didn't stop till I hit the parking lot. I told my parents, showed them the photos, the notes. They pulled me out of Westfield, moved us across town. New school, new life. But I looked up 142 later. Old yearbooks mention a kid, Daniel Reese, who disappeared in '89, last seen near the basement lockers. Rumors say he got locked in one, suffocated, and the school hushed it up. People on X claim 142's, cursed, stuff moves, voices whisper. I don't know what I saw, but I still hear that chuckle sometimes, late at night. Anyone else dealt with this? So, after that locker madness, you'd think I'd steer clear of creepy old schools, but my next story comes from a different place, Lincoln High, where I was a sophomore when this went down. I'm 17 now, a junior, and still stuck there, but I can't shake what I saw back then. It's about the janitor, or what I thought was the janitor, and what I found in the boiler room one night. If Westfield's basement gave me chills, Lincoln's got its own brand of nightmare fuel. Here's what happened. Lincoln's ancient, built in the 40s, all creaky floors and stained ceilings. Sophomore year, I was a night owl, always staying late for debate club or sneaking into the library to finish homework. The janitor, Mr. Grayson, was this quiet guy, tall, hunched, always mopping with his head down. He'd nod at me sometimes, never spoke much. I'd see him shuffling around after hours, keys jangling, shadow stretching long under the fluorescent lights. Normal, right? Until it wasn't. It started in October. I'd stayed late prepping for a debate tournament, alone in the library, when I heard footsteps, heavy, slow, dragging down the hall. Figured it was Grayson, cleaning up, but they kept circling, passing the library door over and over, never stopping. I peeked out, no one, just the echo fading. Weird, but I brushed it off. Old schools creak, people walk funny, whatever. A week later, I was in the bathroom after practice. Girls' room, second floor, empty except for me. Heard that same dragging step outside the door, then a shadow slid under the gap, long, thin, not quite human-shaped. Too many edges, like it had extra limbs. I held my breath, waiting for it to pass, but it didn't. The door creaked open an inch, and I saw a hand, gray, knobby, nails chipped, curl around the edge. I bolted into a stall, locked it, and stayed there till the steps faded. No one was in the hall when I left. I started noticing Grayson more after that. He'd be in odd places, staring from the end of a hall, mopping the same spot for hours. His shadow didn't always match, sometimes too tall, sometimes split, like two figures overlapped. I told my friend Mia, who laughed it off. He's just old and weird, she said, but I wasn't so sure. One night, I stayed late again, detention this time, scrubbing desks in room 12. Had to grab paper towels from the supply closet downstairs. The basement hall was dim, lights flickering, air thick with dust and oil. I heard those steps again, drag, thump, drag, coming from the boiler room across the hall. Door was ajar, red light spilling out. I peeked in, thinking Grayson was fixing something, and saw him, or it. A figure, tall and hunched, stood by the furnace, back to me. But it wasn't right, too many arms, twitching like spider legs, and its shadow on the wall was massive, writhing, not matching the body. I dropped the towels, and it turned. No face, just a dark smear where eyes should have been, mouth stretched wide, silent. It glided toward me, not walking, gliding, and I ran, shoes slapping the tiles, up 2 flights to the main floor. Locked myself in the bathroom till my mom picked me up, told her I'd seen a rat. She didn't buy it but didn't push. Next day, I asked about Grayson. Turns out he'd retired a month ago, before I'd even seen him that first time. The new janitor was a woman, Ms. Lopez. So who the hell was I seeing? I dug into Lincoln's history after, found a maintenance guy, Henry Cole, died in the boiler room in '73. Furnace explosion, body burned beyond recognition. Kids say his ghost sticks around, cleaning up. I don't know what I saw, but it wasn't Grayson, and it wasn't human. I hear those steps at home now, faint, in the garage. Help. And if you thought lockers and janitors were bad, wait till you hear about my senior year at Pineview High. I'm 19 now, out of that school and halfway across the state, but what happened in the choir room still haunts me, literally, I think. After surviving Westfield's basement and Lincoln's shadows, I figured I'd seen the worst of high school weirdness. Nope. This one's about a voice that wouldn't stop singing, and it's got me scared to even hum a tune these days. Let's dive in. Pineview's a small school, rural Oregon, all woods and fog. I was in choir, alto, decent voice, loved it. Our room was in the old wing, high ceilings, warped wood floors, always cold. We'd practice after school, just 10 of us, led by Ms. Harper, this sweet lady who'd hum along. October hit, and we started hearing an echo, soft, off-key, like someone singing a half-beat behind us. Harper said it was acoustics, the room bouncing sound weird. We bought it, at first. One practice, I stayed late to finish a solo, some haunting ballad for the fall concert. Everyone left, lights dimmed, just me and the piano. I sang, and the echo came back, louder, clearer, a voice, not mine. It wasn't the melody, random notes, sharp and jagged, like a kid banging keys. I stopped, and it kept going, fading into a low hum. I grabbed my bag and bolted, telling myself it was my imagination. Next day, I told my friend Ellie, our soprano. She'd heard it too, said it sounded like a girl, crying through the notes. We asked Ms. Harper. She brushed it off again. Old rooms play tricks. But it got worse. During practice, the echo turned to whispers, words we couldn't catch, overlapping our voices. Lights flickered, air got colder. One kid, Ben, swore he saw a shadow in the risers, small, hunched, gone when he blinked. A week later, I stayed late again, recording my solo for Ms. Harper. Set my phone on the piano, hit record, started singing. The echo kicked in, louder, angrier, screeching notes that drowned me out. I stopped, and it didn't. It turned into a wail, high and broken, coming from the back wall where the risers sat. I grabbed my phone, flashlight on, and saw it, a figure, small, in a choir robe, head tilted wrong, like its neck was snapped. It opened its mouth, and the wail hit me like a wave, knocking me back. I ran, didn't stop till I hit the parking lot. Recording caught it, my voice, then that scream, then static. I showed Ellie and Ben, they went pale. We dug into Pineview's past, found a girl, Clara Evans, died in '96. Fell from the choir loft during practice, broke her neck. Kids say she sings at night, stuck in the room. I quit choir after that, graduated early. But I hear her sometimes, humming, faint, in my dorm. Anyone know how to make it stop?